What's up, bro? Let me get some chats. Let me know we in here. We get this YouTube room full up, then we're gonna look at some deals. Because there's tons of deals out there. It's a matter of room. I mean, let me turn that off. So it's a matter of doing the right searches to find the right deal. So I'm just checking to make sure how many people we got in here before I get started. How many people we got in here? All right. Let's get in here. Let's get in here. Let's get in here. And let's break down some deals. I'm gonna do random states. I'm gonna show you guys the process of how you find these deals. What do you look for? Key thing that I want to talk to you guys about before I just fully go to YouTube real quick is that the thought process about looking for real estate. So on Gemma, D Burns, what's going on? The process is that you have to take yourself out of the equation of so many other people who are looking for real estate, right? So you have people who are out there looking for property, but they want to be homeowners. You don't want to be a homeowner, you're an investor. So let's say 90% of the market want to be homeowners, so you're out of that space of worrying about them. You have another maybe 8 or 9% who are the investors who are looking for properties that they can flip, or that to get for that basement low price that needs some repairs. We're not in that space. We're in the 1%, 2% range of people. We're in that range of looking for properties that don't need any work, that are cash flowing immediately. People are living there already, tenant occupied, either Section 8 or either long term. So I'm gonna go through that whole process. What's going on, Roland? So I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be looking through, I have the map up. I'm gonna be looking through just regular, just do Texas. Of course, we can do Texas. I'm gonna be just pulling up random states to show you guys that, look, just because interest rates are the way they're going, you have more people gonna stop selling their properties. And you're gonna have people who are not gonna buy properties. Like people who are selling their properties, wanted these large prices, they're gonna have to bring them down now because there's not that many investors or not that many people out there buying properties. Then you have people who are just gonna take them off the market, but still you have that sweet spot. So that's the spot we wanna be in, all right? Those are the places we wanna be in. Just because inflation is doing what it's doing and interest rates are doing what they're doing, remember there's people out here who's still gonna be making money. You need to be one of them. That's the key. Make sure you're one of them. All right. So get into the YouTube and send me a question about the Bitcoin. So get onto the YouTube and let me get your questions. I'm going to be bouncing over to YouTube right now. So everybody here, you'll be able to see what's going on. To hear what's going on and see it, but to get the full effect, go to my YouTube. The link is in the bio. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So I can see you guys' questions over here. Sandra, definitely, I'll do Texas. Let me see. All right, Nick, Sean, Daddy Watts, Susan, I see you. Nick, cool. Let's start looking for some deals. Like I said, I had this map here because I wanted to definitely just look at places across the map. All right, so if you got any questions, just type them into the chat and I'm gonna see you guys. I see you, Sandra. So definitely type them in there. But now what I want to show you is, I'm gonna start with something like Realtor, which is very, very an easy place to start with. First, let's start with Realtor. And let's do Wisconsin. That's a good one. Now we're going to do a search through Wisconsin to see what's available, what deals, what's going on. D Burns, I see you. Adi, what's going on? So Wisconsin, let's look and see what we got going on here as far as deals. Now remember, we're going to go through this area here of the filters, which I always tell you guys, we want to narrow down that big space where everybody else is looking. So we want to go tenant, let's do that. So we get that in there. Then I like to go occupied. Oh no, come on, let's get that right. All right, now we want to make sure it creates the circle though. Don't put all your searches on top of each other. So now just with those searches, see, I have 116 properties, right? And also remember, the key thing is to search the entire states, minimum 10% return, entire state you want to look at. So now we look in here, and I always like to start with these numbers around, for example, let's see, 99,000. So that's $100,000 house, a mortgage on $100,000, roughly about $500, right? So this is, we're gonna go through this property detail. It's a duplex. So we got a duplex here in West Costans. And let's take a little look at it. Okay, it's a duplex, doesn't look bad at all. $100,000. Currently renting, one unit is renting for $480. So we already know that $100,000 mortgage puts us at about $500 or so. So if we got both units rented, we're looking at, one is renting for $480. But you know what? We're gonna do even better, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap in to see what the average rent, because this might be under market value. Are we supposed to see your screen? Because, oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Oh, get out of here. Oh my God. Thank you for telling me. Nobody told me that. Oh man. There we go. Okay, y'all can see my screen now, right? Forgive me for that. Let me make sure everybody can see my screen now. Let me make sure we get on the screen, then I'm gonna get right back to breaking it down again. Can't see it, still can't see it. We good now. All right, what's up, G? All right, cool. So you know what? I'm gonna take it back from the top. So I want y'all to see exactly what I'm doing here. All right, cool. Let me take it back to the top here. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna start from scratch, because I need y'all to understand how this works. I need you to understand the system and to let you know, don't run from the market. Understand that you want to separate yourself from the crowd. I'm looking at West Costans as the entire state. Once I do my search in West Costans, remember, I'm going to filter. I'm going to put in my search options for keyword searches. One is going to be tenant. Other is going to be occupied. Cash flowing assets here, right? Now, just from this search alone, I have 116 properties that are tenant occupied. Now we want to know if they're cash producing. We want to know what the structure is, right? Let's see, everybody. Remember, if you're in here, go to the YouTube so you can see the screen and get everything, all the information you need inside there. All right. The link is in my bio. So we're here. We got 116 as a result. Now let's get those. What I like to do once I do get a good tally, let's break some down. Like this, the one I was looking at before I realized you couldn't see my screen. This is a $100,000 profit. So now those of you who are in the class, I see some of you here. Dope, welcome, definitely. We know around $100,000 mortgage roughly puts us about $500. So we scroll down, we want to look at the property details. This is a duplex. So now we see that this is a duplex. We're going to use, now we see this as duplex. One unit is $480. The other unit is empty. So now let me give a little insight on the structure and things I like to do when I'm looking for properties that a duplex on one side is empty. Remember, the mortgage is about $500. So we need to make sure the one side that's occupied is going to pay for the mortgage. And while we're closing on this property right here, we're going to make sure we list the property. You're going to close in 30 to 45 days. We're going to list the property, 30, 45 days closing. And while we listing the property, that tenant's paying the mortgage. You have your realtor list the vacant unit. While they're listing the vacant unit, you should be able to get that rented within 30 to 45 days before closing. You will be going into immediate cash flow, right? So that's the key here. You want to make sure you list the vacant property. This is a duplex in West Constance. I have properties in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This one is in Rapids. Cool. All I need is property management, so we know what's going on. Now, key thing of what I want to do now is they're showing you is $480 a month. Well, what if the rent isn't? What if they're not maximizing the rent? What do we do? So now we can check the rent in the local area. How do we do that? You guys know I teach a whole class about Bigger Pockets, right? What we want to do is go to Bigger Pockets. We see the drop down of the address. We're going to use what they have called a rent estimator, where they tally all the rents in the local area for what they have. So now I want to find out the rent. I type it in, search the address. Now let them, what they do is they go through the database of all the rent in the area for all the real estate agents and rental agencies, and they give you a breakdown. So the average rent is $750. And they saying, carry the bed. So we're looking at $750 around average rent. This is a duplex. They're getting $480. So they're not maximizing the rental potential of this property. Mortgage is going to be about $500, maybe $600. One unit is getting $480. We already see that the average rent for the area is $750. So already you're going to be working with someone to get the rent up. Now you're going to list the other one. So I'm showing you right here how we're going to cash flow. We're going to be easily cash flowing by these numbers alone, $750 a month. So you look at $100,000, you're putting $20,000 down, right? And this is another thing I always like to tell people, and I want to share this with you guys as usual. Never think about the number, always think about the percentage. If someone tells you, you say you're making $500 a month on a property, and they say, well, $500 ain't no money. But the key is, if someone said, I'm making 50% off my money, that sounds more attractive, right? That sounds attractive. But think about this. If this property here is making $500 a month, I'm going low rent, $500 a month, that's $6,000 for the year. You put $20,000 down. So you do the math on how much of a cash flow, on cash is that means 6, 12, 18, 20, so 10, 20, that's about almost 30%. You're going to make 30% cash on cash return from this property. Now, if I told you, you want to make 30% off your money, you'd be like, 30%, that's dope. Okay, 30% is $500 a month. People go, $500 is nothing. See, but you're looking at the amount when you should be looking at the percentage. And how much would that money be making sitting in the bank is the other question. 0.001% you'll be making off that money. All right, so when you hear big numbers, that also means bigger down payments. That means bigger money being put down, right? The objective is we're doing this here. And what I'm showing you guys is that you can literally build your remote business the way I've done mine for 5 years, have this thing running on its own, making your cash flow. So if you're making $6,000 off of one property, now if you said to yourself, how much money do you make a month at work or a year at work? Now you just say how many properties I need so I can make that same salary. Not so, if you want to quit, you quit. But if not, you may just want to work less. All right. So this is one property right here in Wisconsin. So I'm going to stay here again. So I showed you guys that. Let's still stay in Wisconsin. So that was just one. Let me see what else we got. We got a $94,000 property right here right here. And Racine. Let's see what this looks like. The interior looks good. How do you calculate cash on cash return? Cash on cash return, you can use a rental calculator. You can Google that. A rental calculator, insert those numbers. I was going to break down all that stuff like that, but you know what, guys, listen. I got to save some of this teaching stuff, make sure I educate the people who taking the course, people in my mentorships and stuff like that. I want to show you guys that there's a system out here where you don't have to feel like you're in an expensive market and you can't find properties to buy and there's nothing out there. Here's another property right here, $94,000. Let's see what this one's doing. Unique brick, 2-story, near Lake Michigan, downtown Racine. So it's in a downtown area, right? Boom, 1 full bath, 2 storage, great. Owner occupied, 2 tenant occupied, notices appreciated. Okay, cool. What we want to do, we want to see what this rent is. Let's see what this rent is looking like. This is how I started right here. Sitting right here, get off work, sat here, found some properties, changed my life, stopped working, left work 5 years early, doing this right here. How hard is this? I did the hard stuff. Like, as you guys know, I bought properties in Brooklyn. I gutted them. I did renovations. I did everything under the sun. And I liked it. You know, in the beginning, it was cool, but I knew I couldn't maintain working for Verizon and trying to do the renovations, and trying to do the guts, being out in the cold. So anyway, what the rent is looking like. What is the rent? The rent is $870. Rent is $870. $870 rent on this property. So we already know we're gonna be making a return on this. You know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do this also. I'm gonna pick a property, and I'm gonna do all the steps, close, buy it from beginning to end, and you guys witness everything happening in real time. Everything. I'm gonna do a whole step-by-step on YouTube. It's about the dollars, because people forget that it ain't gonna be taxed the same as earned income. Of course, talk that talk. It's different. You're not taxed. Leverage your money, you're not taxed off of borrowed money. So now let's look at this. So we know that the rent is $850. We know the mortgage on a $1,000 property is roughly around $500, $550, depending on the taxes. So you're going to be making a profit off this property right here. We see the pictures. We see everything about it. It looks good to me. I'm making a call on this. I'm going to find out about this property right here. That's 2. And I ain't even leave the state yet. You know what? Let's do another state. Let's go to, let's do another state. What are we going to do? Let me see what we're doing over here. Boom, we got some folks over here. What website is that? City to City. Jump on the YouTube, family. I'm on Realtor. Jump on the YouTube. So now let's do another state. Iowa. And another key thing too, guys, and this is something that we talk about a lot, and I discussed this in the monthly in the mentorship class. Understand that you have the entire United States as your marketplace, not just all the hot areas, not just Ohio. Definitely, we could do that too. So let me know where you get a lot. You know what I mean? So Detroit, great. Alabama, great. Georgia, great. What's another hot area? Ohio, great. But these places, a lot of people found out about them. And now the values are shooting up. A lot of people are running it. You know what I mean? So I did a post today where one of the key things I said is, we know what Bed-Stuy, where I'm living, I used to be, and what these properties were costing. And also, yeah, I do Indiana also too. And we see how it changed. And my comment was, there's a Bed-Stuy everywhere, meaning there's a ghetto everywhere. We need to find those hoods, those areas, because the value is in those areas. Yeah, I rent out my garage in one of my other properties in Georgia. I'll tell you the story about that in a minute. Let's start looking at these other areas, because think about it. We spend the most money in our areas. We shop the most. We adamant about having internet service. We buy all the latest things. And that's one of the reasons why Alabama did what it did, where it put its shopping, its Amazon placed a center where its goods could be, so it can make 24-hour shipping. Now just think about the other states. All the states I'm looking at, like Iowa and Wisconsin, stuff like that. As these places become populated, they're going to need to have shipping points where they can guarantee 12-hour delivery, 4-hour delivery, 8-hour delivery. You want to be in these areas before they go through the roof. And believe you me, they are going through the roof. No urban area is safe. I repeat, no urban area is safe. So start saying to yourself, let me buy into these areas. Let me learn this system. Let me get into understanding this proven system that he's doing, he's using, other people are. I have one of my guys here, he's in class, he's bought properties, young lady in here, they buying properties, they using the system, and they can tell you, they don't go see these properties, but they're learning. They're learning how to do this remotely. You know, the average investor who has 200, 300 doors, he's not buying these he's not going to see these properties. He has a team, he's designating people to handle the work. So I really want you guys to really, the filters, tenant occupied. Also, you do the same with Section 8. I'm gonna do that in a bit too. I want you guys to really not be afraid and be more adamant about changing what's happening in your life now. Realize that we're running into that space with inflation and a recession really looks like it's gonna hit us. This iceberg is coming. What are you doing to change the direction? You can't change the direction of the iceberg. You have to change the direction of yourself and what you're doing. Your salary is not always going to be there, meaning your salary won't be enough to survive. If prices are going up, inflation is going up, I mean, things are going up. So now your salary, what if something happens to your job security? You need to do something about it. Let's do something about that before it's too late. You know, we look at the prices of what things used to be without grandparents and be like, oh, gas was 10 cents, oh, cigarettes was 5 cents, oh, this and that. Don't you think that our grandkids and great grandkids are going to look back and go, dang, gas used to be $6. They're going to be paying $9, $8, $9, $10 on a regular. They're going to be paying these exorbitant amount of prices for a loaf of bread, a container of milk. All this is going to continue to go up. It's not going to stop. If that was the case, it would have stopped back then. So think about how far is your money going to go? What is that thing where you can always create cash flow and make money? Real estate is it. If every urban area, what we're looking at now, Detroit, Ohio, all the places, let's think about California. We know what Compton was like, Inglewood was like, all those places nobody wouldn't dare live in Georgia, Decatur, Georgia, and I have properties there. We know what that was like as far as the hood. Now these prices went through the roof. You know, I did a video last week where I was out in Georgia, drove by one of my properties. I paid 100, I think 100 and I think of 140 or something. The property's worth 220, something ridiculous in a matter of 3 years. No urban area is safe. All right. So, damn, I had to run in my mouth. What was here? So, all right, I broke down that property here, and now we're in Iowa. What we got in Iowa. Key thing I look for, I try to look at that range of about 130, 150, and I always have multis in here too. It's not just single family. My brother Links, it's not just single family. Take your take your house out of your name ebook. Yeah, also I have the new book that dropped, Mistakes, outofstatemistakes.com. Let me put that in there, you guys. Outofstatemistakes.com. That's where you can get the new book I just did. It's a real beginner's version on what not to do when investing out of state and to see if out of state investing is for you. It's something I put together for people who ask, where do I start? It's a nice, simple read. Go there, get that ebook. It's peanuts, but the value is peanuts for price, but the value, that information I give, you know, I give out too much information because I don't know when to stop. And I don't want to stop. I just get the information away. But look, we had to pay for something to get the book done. All right. So grab that book and knock that out. Oh, you want to talk about finding property managers? See, you really trying to make me work. FX Sparks, you trying to tap into me to have me in here all night giving away all this game. I want to show y'all where the property's at. Yeah, go to my YouTube and so you guys could get in here and see everything, how we doing this here. Let me see. All right. So the Iowa property, let's look at this one here. Property detail, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, double walk-up, garage, da-da-da. Of course, we talked about for Adrian, I think you brought that up with the garage. One of my properties that I have, I rent out the garage. It's a 4-unit. So I rent out the garage. And then in the basement, guys, this is called forced equity. Forced equity. The basement, no one can live in there. But what I did was I chopped the basement up in the parts of 4, right? Put the doors and everything and locks, and I rent the basement sections out for storage to the apartments. So I'm charging for the garage. I have a washer dryer machine in there making $200 a month. And I charge for storage because people in apartments need storage. So I charge $50 for that. So think about that. That's actually $200 a month for that, $200 for the coin machine, and I charge for rental of the garage. Force equity all day. We let no space go to waste. So this property right here is $119,000. It's a single unit. So I'm not really that great about checking the numbers on it, but we don't know what the rent might be in the area, right? So, let's just do a rental search just to see what the rents are looking like. We're gonna go back. Remember, this is the rental estimator for bigger pockets. We go here, we put in the address, they find the address, we search. Oh, we got to put in the baths. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, if I'm not mistaken. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 baths, so I might even bump it up. Let's see. Oh, see, $725 rent. See, that really doesn't work, so we just skip right over that. I like to be, like I said, in that range of single units about 110, multi-units anywhere from about 200,000 for multi-units. 3-bedroom, 2 bath. You know what? Let me just do multi right here. Multi-units. Boom, my searches. After this, I'm going to take a state that you guys type in and let me see. Oh, that's right. Who typed in a state and wanted me to check their state? Occupied. Just give me what location. Don't give me the obvious states either. Like, we already know Ohio's blowing up, Alabama's blowing up, Georgia's blowing up. Give me a weird state that we can check for cash producing properties, because that's the thing. Assets that are making money. 15. You see, we got a $109,000 property right here, Davenport. Oh, Davenport. Check out well maintenance full. This is a duplex. This is a good number right here. $100,000 in a duplex. Appliances included. 24-hour notice. Oh, this. See, I don't be worried about stuff like that, kids and stuff. I'd worry about the walls and stuff. Like, oh, kitchen's in great shape. Kitchen's in good shape. The floor's in good shape. Carpet's clean. Yeah, no, this right here look like something right here. I'm gonna do one of these right here as far as showing you guys A to B. Let me see what the rent's looking like. This is a duplex. Now I'm gonna definitely do one where I buy a property and I document the whole process. West Virginia, Styles, Gerald, we know, yeah, Indiana is banged out. Indiana, Arizona's expensive. Arkansas, Arizona, we know is expensive. That's a vacation spot, right? So we know, like, we want those little states that really we don't know about. Indiana is good because I'm in Indianapolis, right? And we can do Indiana because there's so many other places. $775 for duplex is the rent. So $1,500, around $1,500. The mortgage is about $500. So you're making almost $800-900 off this property right here alone. If the mortgage is about $500 and they're telling you by the average rent is $775, one side is going to pay North Dakota. I love that. One side is going to pay the rent. All right, so I'm gonna go into property management, show you how to find property management. Let's do that too. Let's do North Dakota in the building. North Dakota in the building. Okay, is it showing me a school? North Dakota State. I just want North Dakota, not the university. North Dakota. Let me see, can I just eliminate some of this here? Let's see, could I, oh, no, you gotta see, there's another thing. When you're doing estate searches, go to the main page, like the very first page. There we go, North Dakota. North Dakota, I didn't even think about that. Let's see what North Dakota is doing. Remember, you want to have your searches broken up separately. You don't want all the words together. Occupied. See what we got in North Dakota. Okay, we're showing 2 in North Dakota. Both of them pending. Property type, any, yeah, so North Dakota really don't have anything tenant occupied. Well, they did, but they're pending. So which, and let me look at the prices. Yeah, the prices are kind of high. So North Dakota is a very expensive place. But if you know that, no, I'm not even going to recommend that. I don't recommend buying any properties that are fully vacant. Remember, either one side has to be tenant occupied. And if it's a 4-unit, I want at least 2 of the properties occupied. We don't want nothing fully empty, not at all. Kentucky. We're gonna do Kentucky, then I'm gonna go through a breakdown of Louisiana, Timon. See, Louisiana, definitely. You know what? Let's do Louisiana too, definitely. Let me see what Kentucky is cooking. I'm just gonna find one here. Remember, the objective is this, just to show you that there's deals out there. I'm just separating myself from the pack. The 90% who want to be homeowners, and the other 8 or 9% who are really looking at properties as want dilapidated and stuff to fix up. I just want to still go straight into making money. I want to go straight into the bread. Okay. So we got 60 of those. I like that. 60. That's not bad at all. Okay, we got, let's see what we got here. This 59,000 don't smell bad. I'm curious. I'm curious about this. Let me see what that's looking like. Property detail. 2-1 level lot, stove, fridge, attic, cover, front porch. $350 a month is what they're currently getting. Yeah, 350 might could get more, but I don't think that's worth the work right there. Let's look at this $100,000 one. Wow, it's a nice. They got bricks. They got bricks out there. Okay. All right. So look, let me condos. So all right, we're gonna go into some other stuff now. Because nobody ever thinks of it. Blah blah blah. New England. New England. Wow. Sinclair, no joke. All right, so bust this. Let's talk about property management. The way to make this work properly, you need to have someone to manage your property. We're gonna go, my thing is always go to the forms. You go to the forms. My discussions. You want to make sure the key thing you do when you're inside the form is you do not ask the question, right? The objective is you must search your question. You search for the property management, you make sure you put in the zip code of that, you know what I mean? So I really want to go through all this, but I don't want to go through the whole process of doing a property management search right now because I didn't put things in order for you guys to give you the right information, which means I need to open up my other account so you guys, because I have a lot of deals and situations in this bigger pocket account because this account was ready. All right, but I teach all of you guys this stuff about finding the right property management company using the bigger pockets as the test. And Rentometer is the other place where you find out exactly what the rents are. So what questions do you guys have for me? If you have any, but the whole objective of what I need you to do is to make a conscious decision on changing your circumstance on what it is now Because if you're just gonna sit around and we're gonna wait, you're gonna be in trouble once this recession kicks in and things get really scary. If you're doing the bird thing, would you try something fully vacant and go fully vacant, then rent through HUD? Remember, I don't do any full vacancies at all. I don't do anything. Everything that I talk about is for people who have a job and 100% know they don't have time to do renovations. They don't have time to do construction. They don't have time to do anything, but make sure they focus on going to work. So one day they don't have to go to work anymore. That's the main objective to teaching people this process. A lot of people don't want to be hands-on with real estate. They don't want the thought of being the landlord version of a real estate, but they still want to invest in real estate. That's the goal is to make sure. The goal is to make sure that I teach you guys that system and give you the option to say, I want to invest in real estate, but I don't want to do all that other work that comes with real estate. All right. So I guess that's cool for today. I had a good time hanging out with you guys, doing this system right here. What I'm going to do though, definitely, I'm going to find one property and I'm going to go through the whole step with you guys, every single thing, and I'm going to actually buy the property. So it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. You guys could have been anywhere tonight in the world, but you was here with me. And for that, I want to thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again, Employee Millionaire. And don't forget, I have the book. Matter of fact, I want to make another announcement for you guys. I was going to save this for tomorrow, but my guy, Ash, let me know that we can let this blow. So I'm going to put this in the chat too. Let me put this in the chat. On May 21st, Brooklyn, New York, I'm announcing to you guys here that I'm doing a live event. I'm doing a one-day event. Downtown Brooklyn is going to be a one-day boot camp, teaching you guys everything there is to know about investing out of state, about LLC structure, about transfer of your wealth and your legacy. May 21st, you guys, the spots are open for you to log in now, and you can sign in to lock up your seat. It's going to be a very small and intimate thing I'm putting together because I want to make sure I give everyone the attention that you need. And on board, I'm going to have special guests come in and talk about many things. Of course, one of the special guests that's going to be talking about finances and how to prepare is going to be my guy, Ash Cash. You already know his level of expertise and what his specialty is. And I felt that after doing my last boot camp, which was a great success, we had a big turnout, that I wanted to do something live and in person to get people together. And this is going to be it, May 21st. You can go to, what is the site that you guys can go to right now that we put together? Build Wealth. Let me make sure before I make sure everything is up and ready for you guys. Yes, you can go to buildwealthlive.com. buildwealthlive.com. Once you go to buildwealthlive.com, you'll see all the information there. Me talking about the event, putting it together. Like I said, I'm going to have special guests there. You guys come out. Now, here's another thing I'm going to share with you. This is not just going to be a come and hang out and just hear me speak. I'm going to have workbooks. There's going to be assignments. There's going to be things to do. We're going to be there for a couple of hours. You're going to come into the building, get your books, get your assignments, and we're going to be doing things. Of course, we're going to have a lunch break in the middle of the afternoon. I think we're going to start at 10 and end at 3 or 11 to 3 time frame to get everything together. But this is so you guys could be prepared, because I know what's happening. I've seen this before. A lot of you have seen what happened with this economy, has done this before, and I want you guys to really be ready and get prepared. Please do not sit around and let what's happening impact you in the way that it can. You could have did something about it, and it's just moving me to really get out there. So the first event, we're going around different states to do this. So the first one is in Brooklyn, New York, May the 21st. So Build Wealth Live. All right, let me get in here and put that in. buildwealthlive.com. Make make sure. Build wealth. Build Wealth Live. Did you get LRDE.com? Let's see. BuildWealthLive.com. All right, so in the comment. We good? Where the questions? Nobody got any questions for me? Sinclair, subscribe. Let me see. Always seek knowledge. Always seek knowledge. No doubt, no doubt. Your life is the life. How much the ebook? The ebook is peanuts. You go in there and just grab the ebook. That's your price and roll for mentees. Of course, my mentees are always going to be in the building for things. Definitely. So look, guys, I'll talk to you another time. I appreciate having you here 100%. Remember, always seek knowledge.